Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Yeah, let's welcome back our good friend. Talk about the weather. Huh?
Yeah, Alana, we love to talk to you.
Cool.
It's the best part of the day.
I love you guys too. I'm happy to be here, especially after that cold front, because we talked about snow above 7,500 feet, and we catch it on our Nelson Peak camera. Yeah, this was this morning as the cold front came through. We had a little bit of wet weather to follow in the valleys, and then the clouds were streaming. Cooler air out there today. What a change from what we saw yesterday with those low 70s and that thick deck of clouds. This evening, as we take that live view from Tooele, you can still see a little bit of cloud cover, so you look towards the Great Salt Lake, but fairly quiet conditions with high pressure anxious to move in and take control. That high pressure doesn't get a very long time to get set up because we get a trailing wave, another front that will deliver another shot of cooler air. Oh, pretty shot from Ivins tonight after the temperatures were in the 70s, a little bit of the afterglow from our Black Desert Sky Cam. 74 right now in St. George, 50s and 60s along the I-15 corridor. And we've got a slew of 50s in northern Utah, which is exactly where we should be this time of year. Now at 54, but we made it to 60. So we know that those numbers are cooling as we lose that daylight, 50, 60, and even a 70 in Green River. Look at Green River holding out. They're going to cool down pretty quickly. That cooler air moved in fast. Our 24-hour temperature change tells that weather story. 15 degrees cooler than where we were at this point yesterday. Southwestern Wyoming follows suit, 13 degrees cooler in Cache Valley. You see the cooler air in the West Desert, and we know that will become more widespread as we head into tonight. 50s turning to 40s along the Wasatch Frontier, stepping out one last time. It's going to be cool. It's going to be crisp by ABC 4 News at 10 with those numbers in the low 40s. Now, I mentioned that precipitation potential could remain a little elevated for northern Utah as we head into our Friday. We're just going to be slightly unsettled with this trailing cold front. Not expecting a tremendous amount of moisture, but we could see some. So there's that high pressure as we get through the overnight, and then we start to see some wet weather moving in. Perhaps a few showers in Cache Valley tomorrow morning, and then a few showers to follow the passage of that cold front, which is just going to affirm the fact that we will stay close to average for the close of the work week and into the weekend. We dry out really quickly and become more stable. Here we are into Saturday, and we stay with that northerly component to our winds, which is why some of our numbers will be on the cooler side. And then as we head to the latter half of the weekend, things start to change. Our big picture kind of shows you that. So there goes the low that sent the front our way. Our front moves in tomorrow. Our trailing wave will bring that cooler air in. And then you notice that high pressure that just wants to dominate the west, move in and impact us with a warming trend, which it will do for our Sunday and then into early next week and even the middle portion of next week as those temperatures climb. But here's where we're hopeful. While it's been a quiet pattern, we're watching the Pacific because we could watch the development of a low that would really change the weather pattern and bring some wet weather our way, which we know our mountains need snow. We could do with some valley rain in November, and our 6 to 10 day outlook supports that. So it's also picking up on the development of that low, which would bring above average chances of precipitation to the western United States, breaking down that ridge of high pressure and storm block, so wetter than average November 12th through the 16th. Promising. We'd like to see the shift. We'd like a progressive pattern. Interestingly enough, we look at the temperature outlook for the same period of time, and temperatures will be above average. So this will be interesting as we watch the progression of that low and development when it comes to precipitation type. We know at our highest peaks that would be snow, which would benefit us. We'll just keep an eye on what happens in the long range here, but there is hope. For now, though, quiet conditions, and tomorrow just slightly unsettled. Average numbers with 50s along the Wasatch Front. We could see a shower or two. Isolated in nature, 50s and 60s on the eastern side of the state, 70s in St. George. Looking at the next 7 days, you're going to see sunshine, dry conditions, and beautiful temperatures. If you need a break and you're not a fan of the 50s, well, you know where to go. Washington County looks lovely. As we check the Wasatch Front, you're going to see those numbers in the 50s for the weekend with dry skies as we roll into the beginning of next week. That high pressure really kicks our warming into high gear, and we jump back above average and make it into the mid 60s. But the pattern shift is looming. We'll see what happens.
It's looming.
Yes.
Okay.
Keeps it exciting.